All right, let's get Anthony Smith on the line.
We got him on right now?
He's on the line right now. Ladies and gentlemen, UFC 205-pound standout and now possible title challenger to Jon Jones, Mr. Anthony Smith, joins the Believe You Me podcast. Anthony, you there?
Yes, sir.
There we go.
Hey,
We're good. We got it.
What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us, Anthony. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
I was just telling Lewis and the guys that you guys were spiking my tequila at the bar a couple of weeks ago. That every time I looked away, you said you were pouring your tequila into my glass, and that's why I was so hungover the next day.
Yeah, well, you kept ordering them.
Well, of course, I'm trying to give you the initiation. I'm like, okay, he's here, first time at Fox. Let's get to know each other. And you were letting the side down, Anthony. I'm kind of disappointed in you.
Well, the joke was on you.
No, it really was, because I was dying the next day. But anyway, listen, welcome to the show. Dude, since we spoke, massive news. Is this official? You are fighting for the title March 2nd, I believe, against Jon Jones. Is this official?
It is official.
That's great.
It is. It is also, well, it's contingent on him getting licensed, but it is, they seem very confident that there's not going to be any hiccups in the licensing process.
Well, let's hope so. Who knows? Maybe they move the fight to Russia or somewhere if he doesn't. But dude, so it would appear, and as we joked via text, I mean, I will take 10% of that. You know, I feel like I had an instrumental part in setting this up, Anthony. It's all down to me. It's not down to your hard work, you beating Uzdemir, Shogun, or Rashad. It's down to that 30 seconds on our shit talk.
Absolutely, and that's why I sent you the text, is I have to give you all the credit for it. But I honestly do believe that that little exchange that we did have, that you kind of did push a little bit, it definitely didn't hurt. That's for sure.
Yeah, you know, it's weird that in this day and age, it's kind of a sad thing that things like that do help sell a fight and does make fights. Of course, this is a huge fight for you, and I'm in your corner, Anthony, and I'll be cheering for you. When we watched the Gustafsson fight, is there anything that you saw that you think you can capitalize on?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of things. I think that, you know, just off the bat, his willingness to back up, you know, for a guy like me, that's just not smart. Anyways, I've always been the most dangerous when my opponents are backing away from me. That's just how my style has worked, and I don't think that that's a secret. But I also think as we were sitting there at the desk watching him, that I think we've seen a different guy. He wasn't quite as quick as he always was. His movements weren't as smooth as they'd always been, you know, and the biggest difference I've seen was his mentality. You know, he didn't have that uber arrogance, you know, that tends to work for him. I think that his arrogance is one of his biggest tools when he's in the octagon. He just doesn't believe that there's anything that you can do that's going to work, and if it does work, it's not going to work twice. And I didn't quite see that in full effect.
No, you're absolutely right. We even discussed that. Do you think, though, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, do you think that maybe that was due to the layoff, and now that he's having a quick turnaround, maybe you'll see an improved version? Yeah,
that's what I'm expecting. You know, and that's kind of where I was going to go. It could have been the layoff. It could have been the stress from the controversy that was surrounding it, you know, and you know, everyone hates him, and the fighters are mad at him, and he's just, you know, that's just an uncomfortable place to be, I would imagine. So, yeah, I would very much agree that could be the case. But I'm preparing for the best Jon Jones, not you know, a lower version of him.
Well, what about you, Anthony? Are you mad at him? Do you think Jon Jones cheated the system, or is not playing by the rules?
Yeah. I mean, here's I don't know when this became black and white, or when this wasn't black and white anymore. Like, when did we have gray areas? That's what I don't understand. It was, if you have a banned substance in your body, you're guilty, you know, and you know, there's the off the off chance that there's a few guys that have been able to prove that they were tainted supplements, which I think there's its own narrative there. I think that there probably is some cases of that that's valid, but I also think that there's ways around that whole system. But you don't. He failed, and he's done it several times. But that doesn't change the fact that I'm going to fight him and that I want to fight him, and I'm okay at this point. If I want to be the world champion, he's got the title. So at this point, it doesn't matter how I feel about it. It's about what's going to happen, and I'm going to fight him. And I just hope that he's tested, to the fullest extent possible, and that he can keep his shit together as far as that goes until the fight happens.
Is it a foregone conclusion that he will more than likely be cheating in one way or another? And does that bother you? Because I mean, it's obviously it shows some sort of mental weakness. You had mentioned that before. But going into the fight, do you kind of say, all right, well, you know what? That's in a weird way. I've heard fighters describe that as almost being a good thing because of that mental weakness.
Oh, well, I don't think any time you have a guy with a banned substance or a performance-enhancing drug in his system that there's ever a way you can look at that as a total good thing. But there's definitely positives that you can look at as far as the mindset goes. But I think, and I don't want to sound like I'm the guy that's just going to throw Jon under the bus, but it's, like I've always said, I'll only talk about Jon professionally. But Jon has historically kind of been a dirty fighter anyway. He doesn't necessarily always break the rules, but Michael can attest to what I'm talking about. Like, the oblique kicks, it's just kind of known.
The eye pokes
in our circle is just like a dirty thing. Like the cranking on, was it Glover? They overhooked him and just like cranked his elbow in. Like, that's not like a move. That's just doing shit to be an asshole. And just little shit. The
dropping
poke,
Machida on his head when he after he finished him, just dropped
consistently poking people in the eyes. And he's just he doesn't always break the rules, but he's dirty, and that's just who he is. And if you got to go in there expecting shit like that.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, I agree with everything you're saying there, Anthony. I really do. Certainly the eye pokes, that's always one for Jon Jones as well. If you put all that to one side, of course he is an incredible fighter. So what you're looking to do, though, is to go out there and be the first man to legitimately beat Jon Jones, which if you could do that, Anthony, you're making history, you're winning the belt, you're setting the legacy, and you're making history. This is a massive, massive opportunity for you. Are you going to be training as normal in Kansas City, or are you going to do anything special for this?
I'm already in Denver right now. So I got here this morning. I'm going to be here until the fight. Of course, I'll go home on the weekends and see my family and stuff. That never changes. But
yep.
I'll be here with Mark Montoya, and it's been real cool, man. The whole team has kind of rallied around me. There's 30 or 40 professionals on the fight team, and everybody's kind of just surrounded me, and we're going to do whatever it takes. And I think the programming will be a little bit different. Obviously, it's a different. We're dealing with a different animal here. So they're working on the schedule and what that really looks like. But we're all systems go, the entire team.
Yeah, this is the biggest fight of your career, obviously. Are you feeling the pressure yet, or just just talk to me a little bit about that, because this is I don't want to say it's out of nowhere, but this wasn't something 6 months ago. I didn't think that people were necessarily going to be saying that Anthony Smith was going to be fighting Jon Jones for the title in March.
No, man, there's no pressure for me at all. No one expects me to win. I would confidently say there's a handful of people that truly believe no matter what, I'm leaving there with my hand raised. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm up against, arguably the greatest fighter to ever do it. What do I expect? You know what I mean? I don't expect people to jump behind me and push me through to the finish line. There's really no pressure at all. Nothing at all is expected of me. And I just deal with these kind of situations pretty well, and I expected to be here. This isn't like Jon's kind of making it seem like he gifted me an opportunity, and that's not it at all. I put myself here on purpose. I was talking about Jon Jones before I fought Shogun in July. I very carefully put myself in a position to get to where I'm at right now, and so I'm not really surprised. I expected to be here, and I waited for him to fight to start, putting myself in a better position as far as my management goes and all that stuff. So, I think I did what I had to do, and I knew what it was going to take to get a title shot, and I did it. And far as the pressure goes, I mean, well, can you really think of a better position to be in though? I think it's similar to Michael's. You go in, no one expects you to win. The cards are stacked against you. No one, collectively, no one believes that you're going to do it. So you just walk out there and you go out there and you have fun. And when you fight without fear, you're not tight and you're not overthinking it. You just go out there and you're loose and you just do what feels right. And it's, 9 times out of 10, that's when it really works out for you.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. I mean, I was going to say that when you go in there and there's no pressure and you're just fighting, I mean, you go out there, fight your own fight, believe in yourself, and then the best things happen. When you have all this pressure and you're the champion and the whole world expects you to win, that does affect your performances. So you're absolutely right, Anthony. I totally agree with you. And it doesn't matter if the world or the bookies have you as the underdog. If you believe in yourself, which is the most powerful tool, if you believe in yourself and the coaches believe in you and your team around you do, then you can achieve anything. At the end of the day, he's only a human being, just like we all are. Only takes one shot. To quote a famous line, if you conceive and you believe, then you can achieve, my friend.
Speaking of our good buddy, did you see him today? He is. I think he might dislike me more than he dislikes you.
Oh, what happened?
Who Rockhold? Why? What's going on?
Oh man, this is twice now. So the first time he went on some show talking about how trash the division is because Anthony Smith was ranked in the top 5, and I didn't say anything because honestly I didn't want to talk my way out of a fight with Luke or out of a title shot and into a fight with Luke Rockhold.
That's funny.
So I just left it. Well, then today he goes on, on Luke Thomas's show talking about how dog shit I am and I couldn't even crack the top 10 at middleweight. And he just kept saying, Anthony Smith is getting a title shot. Like, what a arrogant fucking prick. I've never said 2 words to that dude my whole life.
Really?
Well, that's what he is.
Never.
He is an arrogant prick, an absolute arrogant prick, and hopefully you get a chance to shut him up in person. But you did the right thing. You don't want to talk yourself out of a title shot into a fight with Luke Rockhold, who, to be fair, is a tough fight as well. But on the post-fight show, can we just talk about when Jones started being an aggressive dick with you, and you handled it perfectly, Anthony. You did. You went, listen, I feel like I've been pretty respectful here. I'm just here doing my job. But secretly in your mind, what did you really want to say?
Oh man, I wanted to wig out. I really wanted to just let him have it, and just be like, listen, like I hate people that have that attitude, like that I'm better than you because here's what I've done. I'm a small town Nebraska kid. Like I don't ever think I'm better than anybody. It doesn't matter whether I'm fighting for a title in the UFC or I'm back working my construction job. I treat people the same way, and I just can't stand people that don't. And I get that vibe from Jon a little bit. I get that vibe and you definitely get that from Luke Rockhold. Like just like it makes me think, like, who the fuck are you to talk to people like that? Like, I've never done anything to you. I've never had a problem with you. I've never said anything that isn't true about you. Like, I don't know you. So, like, it's just the total arrogance of just thinking you're better than people. It just drives me crazy.
It's like an actual, like, generic classic bully mentality of let me put you down in order to make myself feel better. That sucks. And that sucks you to go through. But I'll tell you right now, as a fan, because that's what I am. I'm just a fan of this sport. You are doing yourself, a ton of favors, even just talking about it right now, the way you're talking about it in a very honest way, because people connect with somebody like you much more so than a guy who's fucking modeling Gucci underwear or a guy who is gifted all of the tools to go become a world champion like Jon Jones. Those guys have it easy.
Hold on, Gucci do underwear?
I'm saying,
Gucci do underwear? Fuck, man, I gotta get some.
Isn't that Rockhold a Gucci? Isn't he a Gucci model? Isn't that what it is? No. What is it?
I don't know what he's doing. I just know that he's just this California kid that just feels like he's better than everyone. He's good looking, and he's probably the guy that got all the girls and was the cool guy in school, and he just, like, he takes every opportunity to put me down. Like, I don't understand. Like, the people that aren't putting me down for the most part are my peers. He's the only one, because people understand what it takes to get to a title shot, how long of a road I've had if you actually look at it. And how much work and dedication and sacrifice I've put in getting here. So even if you don't agree that I should get it, or you think that Jon Jones is going to kick my ass, as my peer,
Yeah.
you know what goes into that, and you should be the last person to say anything about it. And if your name is Luke Rockhold and you've been knocked out 2 out of your last 3 fights, and Yoel Romero almost decapitated him, like, what are you talking about anyone else? Like, you can't even make it to your next fight. I don't understand. Like,
Well, for sure.
It doesn't make any sense.
There's
like,
one word
I fought 4
to
times.
describe that.
I fought 4 times in 9 months.
Well, absolutely. And the one word to describe that is jealousy. That's all it is, Anthony. You know, I mean, as you just said, you've put it all together. You've just beat 3 legends back to back. All right, Uzdemir is not a legend, but he's certainly top of the food chain. And then Shogun and Rashad. Him on the other side, as you said, knocking people out. And now he's trying to talk shit. He's just jealous. He's just jealous. I mean, you've got a massive title fight on your hands. It's going to be the biggest payday of your career. And honestly, after spending some time with you, Anthony, I couldn't be happier for you. You're a good man, a good family man, and I'm really, really happy for you, man. I wish you nothing but the best.
Thanks a lot, man. I really enjoyed being on the desk. I enjoyed having a couple drinks with you, man. It was a chance meeting that I think really worked out in the time of my life, like in this time in my life, like just your story and your journey and you telling the story, you know what I mean? Just listening to it coming from you, it was really goddamn cool to listen to. And in parts of that, I feel like I can relate to a little bit. So I hope that I can do the same thing you did and just go shock the world.
Absolutely. Well, you know, you said it perfectly yourself there, but so we'll let you go. Speak to us again sometime, please, because this was awesome. Fantastic interview. We have a thing called the circle of trust here. What goes on at a bar after 10 shots of tequila does not go mentioned on podcasts. So I can't remember what I said. Pretty sure it was good shit, but I don't remember any of it.
It was all good, Anthony, and it'll stay in the circle of trust.
I know. I'm kidding. Listen, buddy, thanks for taking the time out your day to join us. Wish you the best in training camp and go out there, shock the world, my friend.
Awesome, guys. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it, and I'll talk to you guys soon.
Hell yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah, great, man. He's such a very well-spoken, mild-mannered, unemotional individual. That was a really good way to sort of describe what was going on. That was a great question on your end, by the way, to ask him what he wanted to say to Jon Jones in that moment.
Yeah, well, John, I mean, Jesus Christ, it seems like I'm going on a tirade of abuse of Jon Jones lately. I'm not, you know, but whatever. He doesn't like me. It's okay. I'm a fan of the guy. Well, I'm not a fan of some of the things lately, but, you know, I enjoy seeing him fight. But he did kind of just start talking shit to Anthony for a minute. And Anthony was like, hold on. He was very, very level-headed, which really impressed me because as we've seen with Colby Covington and things like that, you know, sometimes I'm a little quick to talk a bit of shit. But also at the same time, that makes for good TV, which is what I'm trying to be a part of as well. But Anthony was so level-headed. He was like, hold on a minute. I feel like I've been super respectful to you. I don't understand where this hostility is coming from. But massive opportunity for Anthony Smith.
Huge.
Very happy for him.
Huge. And Luke Rockhold does himself no favors. Like, what a weirdo. Why? Like, what's the point? Just to literally just to trash a guy that is in a better position than you. Wouldn't you have the self-awareness just to go like, okay, I don't want to be perceived as a jealous cunt. So I'm not even gonna just take those shots. Like, even if you felt that way, even if you're like, this guy really, he got the fucking shot publicly.
So here's the thing. Yeah, no, sorry. So here's the thing. So he's on Luke Thomas, which, you know, is a subpar show, I've got to say. No offense, Luke. We need 3 of those back to back for that comment. It's a subpar show, but Luke Rockhold's on there. Here's the facts. You did just get fucking knocked out of Yoel Romero. You've never fought at light heavyweight in the UFC, but yet you think you're going to walk right into a title shot. Of course, I understand from his own side of things, you know, he wants what Smith has got right now, but you got to earn that. You got to establish yourself at light heavyweight, get at least a couple of big wins, and then maybe you can talk about that. But just going on there and like just saying, oh my God, Anthony Smith is getting a title shot. It's crazy. It's jealous. It doesn't put himself forward in the best light. And of course, true to every episode of Believe You Me, we never miss an opportunity to talk shit. And I apologize for that because it was like all Anthony Smith is doing, not mine.
Yeah, you didn't even want to say anything, to be honest. He brought him up.
I was doing this.
I know.
Let's have 1 week without talking shit about him.
Yeah. Well, you saw the quote that he said to TMZ.
Go on.
Spoke with TMZ Sports. It's a quote from Luke Rockhold. It's so strange. Like, what a weird, bizarre quote. He goes to Jon Jones, "Hold tight. I'm coming, princess."
Oh, yeah, that's right. He did.
I mean, you think Jon Jones I'm not even being an asshole here. I think Jon Jones is a cheat. I don't like Jon Jones, but at what point are you moving up to 205?
That's almost like a carbon copy of what Jones said to DC. Hey, Daddy's home, DC. And now he's just switching. What did he say?
Hold tight.
What did he say?
I'm coming, princess.
I'm coming, princess. Yeah, he just copied Jon Jones's thing there exactly, almost.
Keep the bed warm,
and I'm sure
big boy.
Jon Jones is sitting there shitting his pants, I'm sure. Oh my God, Luke Rockhold's moving up from light heavyweight after getting knocked out cold and coming to fight me. Ooh, very, very scared. All right, let's take a quick moment to hear from one of our new sponsors of the show, Fulton and Rourke. What is Fulton and Rourke, I hear you asking? Well, Fulton and Rourke is a men's grooming and fragrance company that creates products that are not only of the highest quality, but also make getting ready more enjoyable. They're best known for their solid wax-based colognes. They're designed to perform just as well as traditional sprays, but they come in a shatterproof metal case that you can throw in your gym bag, your carry-on bag, even fit in the pocket of your jeans. Now, what am I talking about here, you say? Well, fortunately, they sent me some samples, and I've got to say, it is pretty cool. They have these very, very small, trendy, well-crafted little metal cases.
It looks like an Altoids container almost.
Yeah, or like a Zippo lighter or something.
Yeah.
And then you just rub it on you. And I've got to be honest, the smell is fantastic. It's not overpowering. It's nice and subtle, but it's very, very good. As I say, throw it in your gym bag, put it in your pocket. And they also do a massive variety of products as well. They do all the usual stuff. They do, facial creams if you want to stay moisturized. Sunscreen is in, all that stuff as well. But they also have a whole line of awesome grooming products. GQ named their shave cream the best on the market. High praise indeed. And their aftershave cloths just won a Men's Health Grooming Award as well. So, looking to up your shower routine? Well, their caffeinated shampoo and body wash has a great fragrance that will wake you up and get you ready for the day. So, I'm telling you.
You know what I love, Mike? I apologize to cut you off, but I'm not a cologne guy at all. Like, I don't wear colognes. I feel like they're a little bit overpowering, a little overbearing.
I've noticed, Lewis. I've noticed.
You've mentioned it before. You're like, what is that smell coming out of my guest room? If you're looking for something, I'm going to recommend the Sterling. That's what they sent me. It's basically, it has warm notes of tobacco, leather, and vanilla. It's very masculine and very sophisticated. Perfect for this time of year. I put it on the other day. My girlfriend was like, what the fuck are you wearing? She couldn't keep her hands off me. And it didn't feel like I was wearing cologne. It didn't feel like I was wearing perfume. That's the problem with cologne. You spray it on, you can taste it, you can smell it. This was almost like, there's just something about it. It didn't have that weird, invasive, overbearing fragrance to it. So I really, really loved it. I think you guys should go check it out. So here's the deal. If you go to Fulton and Rourke, that is ROARK.com, FULTON, and ROARK.com. Use the promo code BYM at checkout. You're going to receive 15% off your entire purchase. That's a huge savings, 15%. Buy yourself some amazing products. I'm telling you right now, this is the perfect product for you if you're a dude, but you're not one of these guys who are just trying to spend your entire lives getting all bougie and crazy. These are some amazing products that make you feel like a dude while you're using them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. In this modern day and age, there seems to be some kind of, I think we're past the age of men not wanting to look after themselves and look good. Certainly, that's the way it should be. Everyone tries. You want to look good when you go out. And this is a fantastic range of products. It really is. I'm proud that they're a sponsor of the show. They sent me out a ton of products and I was blown away by the quality. And you will be too. So please check it out. As Lewis said, it's Fulton and Rourke, ROARK.com. Use the promo code BYM at checkout. 15% off.